Hi everyone, thanks for joining me. Today my guest is Tiffany Mann. We're going to go over the lack of equality within the beauty standards that we have set in our industry. Stay tuned, we have a deep talk. Look and listen. Thank you so much for coming and sitting with me today.
Thank you for having me here.
I am the most excited. You and I met, it's only been what? I've known you a year of my life? Just about a year, yeah. Just about, because come the new fall, we met in the fall, and then we hopped on Be More Chill together.
Yes, indeed.
But I think, even bigger thing that we're here to talk about, Tiffany Mann is a woman of a bajillion talents. One specific one, just being her personality, which is just so infectious. And so immediately when I met you, I was like, ooh, I like her. Ooh, I like her. Oh, she's nice, she is fucking polite, she is kind, and you just had a great energy about you. So I gravitated to you pretty fucking quickly. And you also, and people don't know, which if they know you, they know, but you're nerdy as hell. You're such a geek. Yes, you are. In the best way possible though, bro. It's almost unexpected. You're just so God-stoppingly beautiful.
When you're doing, shows, you pull up a little bit, but then once we can get behind the scenes, you
let loose. You make noises, you do weird shit, you roll up. I like it. I'm here for it. It's you. But we met, I think my second I met you, and why I brought you here today, because I think it's a really needed topic, and people have started conversations in different areas of this industry. I think it's popped off more in film than it has theater. It hasn't really been that deep of a conversation in theater. I think they're a little behind on it, to be honest.
Honey.
And they're still there, which is really shitty. But it's having the issue of diversity within artists, within stylists, and the knowledge behind that of how to properly dress, style, makeup, hair, wig, all of it for brown girls, period. Because even just if you even go, it don't matter, light, dark, they don't know how to act. Sometimes. I won't dog every stylist or designer out there, because there's the kind of token ones that get it. Yeah. But predominantly, and correct me if I'm wrong, they're rare and they're probably also of color themselves.
Yeah. And so I remember before I met you, I don't know if you know this.
Tell me.
They were telling us we were going to do this shoot for this magazine, and it was incredibly exciting. And
for Be More Chill.
For Be More Chill.
Okay, yes.
They said, we're going to have makeup artists and all that kind of stuff on set. And I was like, do we have a makeup artist who knows how to do people of color? And they were like, oh, they know how to do everything. I was like, no, can we specifically ask?
I want to know.
Because I've been on set too many times. I've been in theaters too many times where they don't have my shade. Or if they do, they don't know what to do with it. They don't know how to create dimension in my face.
Yes, right. And they'll be like, great, this matches.
Right.
And slosh it over, and you're like, yeah, but this is so
ashy,
ridiculous.
You know?
So painful.
I wanted to make sure that, they had an artist, and they assured me they did.
Yeah.
And I walked in, and I saw you.
No.
Your precious self.
Cute little white girl. Hey, girl. Ooh. How? Hi.
But she pulled out all of these wonderful, luscious, chocolatey colors, and we played. We collaborated, and you were very transparent about look, I know that you're scared because I'm a little
sure
white.
And
and it's not fair that you've had to have this experience, but I got you.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. And baby, she beat this face, honey. Had these cheekbones.
It's very easy if we hello. But it's true, isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
That it's not even, you've had that experience before, and not just once. Not like, oh shit, that one time. You've been wrong multiple times.
Yeah, it's the norm for me.
It's which is crazy, because I didn't even know before this sitting. I had no idea that you were the one to initiate it. I was dogging production, being like, you morons, because it also is people. I do wonder if on certain sets, why I still will get that email though, being like, heads up everyone, as if it's being alerted. There's a dark skin model, there's a black male, there's a whatever, so make sure we all are aware how to do that hair and skin now. It's like, what?
Why isn't this taught as the foundation of your learn? If I wasn't good at all facets of my job, I wouldn't be able to work.
You wouldn't be booked.
So how are so many artists, so many makeup artists, hairstylists, stylists, not able to do their full capacity of their job and still be able to work? I understand you may specialize in certain things, but to me, just not know how to do regular makeup.
Right. Because we're not even talking specialty. This isn't even oh, what? You don't know how to do Lion King? You don't know how to do special effects?
No.
You don't know how to match a basic live and living color of Just people.
And
people.
It ain't new.
No. It's not like hello surprise. Like, what? Never seen that before. Like, don't act brand new. And I feel like a lot of artists, and I've been trying to really rack in my brain because I know my own experience off of it. I went to Makeup Forever Academy. I won't ever talk smack. They taught me a lot. Huge network. They built me up from the ground up, which was amazing. But still to their curriculum, and I can't speak today where it's at, but I know when I went there, and I love them dearly. And again, I don't know if it's just misunderstanding or not education or thinking, well, that'll do. We had 1 day of dark skin. No lie. This is not a literal joke. In our actual curriculum, one physical, maybe it ran into two, maybe. But two, I don't even care if it was like 3 days. It don't matter. It was literally, we had a black instructor come in. He was lovely, and he just taught us all different tones and colors and how to match and do all those appropriate stuff for brown skin in general. Indian, where it gets a little bit more red and orange and yellow, and just talking about different tones and how to match and understand. And I was like, that's all well and good, but why isn't this deeper, or just really implicated in the full curriculum throughout? You know, they had always amplified, like they had it, we would work on each other. So your model would be who's ever in your class. Right. What if my class was all white girls? Then who am I practicing on? All of my physical hands-on practice for the 6-9 months I'm in school is going to be on a fellow white girl. So for me, there was only 2 black girls in my class. So even in the week, the chance that maybe we got paired together might not even happen. Right. So now how and where is my practice getting instilled? Now you got to take it into your own hands. Because I'm always looking at other artists like, how are you still pulling the card that, well, I don't know. And even if you're able to do it, it's not done well.
Child, it is 2020. There are
go on
too
YouTube.
many. You can go on YouTube.
Anything.
You can put on your Instagram, say, hey, friends of color, I want to try things. I want to practice. You have to take that initiative to want to learn. Right. And people are complacent. Yeah. And that's the thing. Either
do you think they don't want to learn, or they just think they'll be able to skate by, or they don't want to be the person that even says, I don't know how. Because I know I wasn't embarrassed, but I was like, you had to get your pride aside. Because I remember going to my black girlfriends and being like, I need to practice on you. I wake up with this face every day. I'm used to this. I get it. It's secondhand nature for me. But if I'm going to and want, no matter what age, race, whomever skin type, sit in front of me, if I can't do the job at hand, then I'm not doing my job, like you said.
Exactly. I think that, people are scared. Yeah. It's a scary territory to realize that there's a part of your expertise that you don't know about. And, it is a heavy subject because it is stemmed in, like, you got to go back to like systematic racism and standards of beauty and 100%. All that kind of things. And you have to dismantle that within yourself and recognize it within the community that you are in. And so after you reconcile all of that, if you really truly want to work and you really truly want to be good at your job, you just got to step past that. 100%. Well, not even past it, through it. Yeah. You got to go through it. You got to talk about it. You have to reconcile with that. And once you do, I think that you'll be enriched for it. Yeah. Because you'll just be good at your job like the rest of us have to be.
And then not be worried. Because even me, and it goes for, I know we're speaking makeup, but this even goes to hair. This even goes to styling. You working in the business on Broadway, I'm sure you could go in, and you're a beautiful, curvy girl. So that's a whole other element to you as an individual to now work with a wardrobe person and then be like, oh, maybe they might not get your right size. They probably don't get your right pantyhose that are to match your skin tone. You're out here trying to have the same standards that white or whomever, I'm not making a black and white issue, but just the norm, again, the norm, what's been used to, and they're not extending out of and expanding in 2020 and going, oh, this is what our casts look like. This is what, this is what the industry looks like. All shapes, all sizes, you need to get with it.
Imagine every facet of yourself being deemed as inadequate or not worthy of research. My hair, nobody knows how to do my hair. Nope. Nobody knows how to do my makeup. Nobody knows how to do my wardrobe. Why do I have to do all of that? Right. And what do you think? Most people get to go on set or get to go to the theater and worry about their acting job. They worry about their lines. They worry about the character development and all that kind of thing. I have the added weight of figuring out, okay, I need to know all of my brands for all of my undergarments and clothing because they're not going to get it right. I need to know where to buy all the things. Yeah. I need to know how to do my own hair. And I have to teach the wig department if my hair is going to be natural or if my wig is going to be natural. I have to go ahead and like educate them on that. And then I have to talk to makeup and like make sure that my shades are represented in the kits and the things that they are ordering. And it's taxing.
It's super taxing because you just listed like 5 or 6 jobs that literally other people are employed and getting paid to do that are quote unquote expertises in that arena. Yeah. And yet, now you're wearing and you're such a nice person, which is to fault though in those situations because they're like, oh, well, Tiffany, you'll help me out. You'll get it. And I think a lot of people in the industry skate by because they do meet that nice person. They do meet that nice actress. It's like, I got you. Let me educate you. But it's not your job.
It's not my job. But at the end of the day, if they see a photo of me or they see me on stage, they're not like, the costume designer or the wig designer. They're like, Tiffany Mann looks a mess. And I have been in too many situations where Tiffany Mann looked a mess. And I took it upon myself to make sure that I'm not going to look a mess.
No. And it's like, I give you so much props for that because then it's like, if nobody's ever really going to look out for you. And I've learned that slowly in this business because I've kind of walked it through. Now you're like, everybody's my friend. I trust everyone. And then I'm like, oh, no, actually. And it's only come recently where I'm like, oh, shit. So you have to watch your own. So I respect that you do have to have that, but I think you have to have it in already so many ways just being in this industry. Yeah. You don't got to add on all these extra things, and it's sad because it always is women of color, period. Whether it be Black, Indian women, it doesn't matter what, and even sometimes specifically Asian women, I know they'll sit down all the time with me and be like, do you know how to work with my eye shape? And to me, I'm like, if I didn't, why am I here? Right. It's like, dumbfounding to hear, but the fact that people are still asking it, I hate when people are like, I don't ever see that. No, I feel like that's never a problem. I've had people say that to me. I don't see how no, I've never encountered that. Well, you're either blind to it, or you've never listened to somebody, or you've met all those people that, again, have just taken on the role themselves, like you, where they've had to wear that burden of being like, oh, I didn't know my job because somebody did it for you. That's why you weren't corrected in that moment. You didn't get called out. I was paranoid. I don't know. I just always, my big thing of doing makeup and being in this industry is you are my canvas. Top to bottom, you're my canvas. And then internally too, because it's very therapeutic, I'm doing something very vulnerable with you, especially your skin. That's super close and intimate. So if I'm going to sit there, analyze it, be with you, create something so you feel your best, but I don't have that education to back it and get you to that ultimate place. Not only even take the color aside, me making you look like Tiffany Mann and how you want your eye shape done and specific things. If I can't be there to cure, I can't create that with you, I'm not doing my job. So I remember I was so paranoid getting in the industry. And trust me, the first couple of applications I did with dark-skinned women, I was like, oh my God, you did wrong. That's bad. That doesn't look good. At least I knew it didn't look good, but I did not know how to fix it. But it's trial and error. And it's like, should have maybe kept it in my house. Like the poor women, I'm probably like, oh shit. But it was like 1 or 2. Because then I would go home and I'd be like, get it in, or sit with friends.
Because you take pride in what you do.
And
that's all
it boils down
anyone asks is for you to take pride in your gift and in your work and in your craft.
Sure.
But sometimes I got time. And I'll let you flounder and fumble because sometimes you need to learn.
I know. I think I've seen it.
I'll just sit there and let you just.
Can I take your arm? I'm gonna just take these 5 colors I have in my. That's close. All right, one more time. We're just gonna. I've seen people do it, and I'm just like, why are you?
I got time. Go ahead. Because that feeling in the pit of your stomach and that panic will hopefully initiate you to go home and learn.
Yeah, no, truly though.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think it needs people, and it needs having this and more conversations. I was really proud of Gab Union when she brought it out and was like, there are not decent hairstylists in the union. And I even go back to it because I'm always the one that's like, okay, so the problem is ill education or maybe just ignorance or people not wanting to educate, like you said, and practice it and give a fuck enough about their work to want to put in that time because they've been doing all these jobs that it hasn't really happened yet. So you procrastinate having to get there because you're like, well, I'm doing all this. It won't matter. And when it comes upon, maybe I'll just ask somebody to assist me that's better, but I'll still take the credit, but really they'll do the work. I've also seen that where I'm like, you didn't even do that face. So you get to wear the clout, like, oh, you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
But that little girl just did it, or that little boy just stop it. Like, that's crazy to me as well. But I always go back to, where does it stem from, as far as, is it in the education department for the schools and implicating all these people?
We gotta go a little
deeper.
deeper.
Let's go deeper.
Well, here's the thing.
I want to hear it.
Standards of beauty. Like, because curly, natural, kinky hair was deemed unbeautiful, not beautiful.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of ways and products and methods taught of how to get that away from you.
Right.
How to put relaxers on,
Right.
how to straighten it, how to burn it, how to how to put weave in, but there's not many courses taught on how to take care of your hair as it naturally grows out of your head.
Correct.
Same thing with, there are a lot of bleaching creams, there are a lot of ways to, like, how to lighten your face, how
all
to
over the country too, by the way.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Everywhere.
I'm like, oh, I thought America was just a little warped, but then you go to Thailand, and you're like, what is happening?
Yeah, and so all of these things have to do with, like, standards of beauty. And if it's deemed ugly and unbeautiful, why would I want to teach that in the school and the institution that is supposed to be about beauty?
Yeah.
You know, and so I think we gotta tackle some deep stuff there, and you have to tackle it within yourself and
100%.
your own biases, and even if they're unconscious biases.
Yes. Which a lot of the times I feel like they are, because I'll meet a lot of people being like, I want to, but they're not realizing just like the little, like, even if they're like, but I have black girl shades, but they got two. You know, they're like, here's my, here it is. You
have more to learn.
You got more to learn.
Or like,
don't just call it. You got to really dive deep. Like, go in on it. Yeah.
There was a makeup artist who began to do our face, and she was creating dimension, and she began to contour try to thin out my nose.
And you were like, what?
And I was like, no, my nose is fine.
Thank you.
And she was like, no, it's going to be cute this way. I was like, I like my wide black nose, and I want it to be prominent on my face.
This is my feature.
These are my features.
Me.
Enhance what I have.
That's it.
Do not try to
alter it.
No, and it wasn't appropriate for the role. It wasn't necessary for any type of storytelling.
Yeah.
In her mind, a thinner nose is more beautiful.
100%.
I need to change what your face is.
Yeah.
And so she didn't even know how to continue. Like, it really threw
her off.
Yeah. Because,
how do I operate? Like,
right.
God.
Because I didn't ask for my nose to be made to look thinner.
Yep.
And she was really confused by that.
That's so interesting, Tiff. Even down to that. But it's wild. And you should take a lot of, and there is, mind you, because makeup and art and all of what we're talking about is also subjective. So I think people kind of pull in that car where it's not, oh, that I don't know, it's that I do this style.
Yeah.
Or I'm known for this. Or it's not that I don't do that, but people call me for this specific look or this specific technique, and they kind of take that and they throw it on every face that sits on them, and they don't know how to alter it. Or if the client that's sitting with them is like you, where they're like, no, just keep it here. I don't want you to chisel me down. I don't want you to contour the gut. I don't want these certain things. Just want you to make me look like Tiffany. Nowadays, and I have the same thing with that, you're saying all these, deep underlining things of standards of beauty, and it's sad because it's still here today in those deep-seated ways, and it's also really morphed in a fucked up way of like body shapes, faces. Like I said, now it even still feels super racist to me because it's taking your natural features and but also then certain white girl features and making this like mega super like unrealistic look on everyone. Skinny little nose. Oh, but let's keep the voluptuous lips. Let's have a chiseled face, but we want a big bushy brow. We want it just is insane how many features get, I think the proper word would be appropriated or just like glorified. And then when it's on the proper body or the organic body, that is who you are, then it's not praised anymore. And it's so distorted what beauty is, and it's unrealistic because it's almost like everybody wears modern drag right now is what I say.
Honey.
Because nobody looks how they actually look. And nobody's really weird, like nobody's proud to be. So when you say that, that's a huge breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
Like of you being like, oh, well, this is me. And having enough, and that probably really stems from your upbringing.
And it took
and
a
people
lot
telling
for me
you
to get here.
Tell me that,
because there were so many times where, I was made fun of for all the things that I just naturally am. And looking at magazines, looking at television, I didn't grow up with a Lizzo.
Nope.
You know what I mean?
Nope.
I didn't grow up with like a Viola Davis, chocolatey goodness,
Nope.
oiled up from God to look at. You know what I mean?
She is so fun. It's crazy.
What oils is she? What cream
know.
or butter? Okay.
I don't want to talk about it. That's like a Jada Pinkett in my eyes.
You know what I mean?
Why are your cheekbones sitting like that?
How?
Like, stop.
Okay. But I didn't see those things.
Yeah.
Praised. It was always.
It wasn't mainstream.
No.
Even if it was there, you had to really search for it. It wasn't, like you said, it wasn't painted of this is what beauty is.
Yeah.
It might be there, but it's not mainstream.
Yeah. And I mean, all these things existed.
Yes.
But it wasn't praised and put on the forefront. And so I really had to do some soul searching and some work and taking off the layers of what everyone else says that I need to be and how I need to feel about myself. I'ma love me.
Yeah.
Like there's so many things telling me not to love me.
Isn't that
why?
Oh. But that's so much okay, now when you say it's a lot of work though, are we talking like at what age did that click for you? Were you, because I feel like we all, especially as young women, we grow up, and even me, even though literally, quote unquote, I'm the ideal. Quote unquote, blonde hair, blue eyes, and white skin. I am apparently, but I still went through, no, it's not good enough. I'm not tan and big boobs was like beauty when I remember just like going through magazines.
We all, like women are just always told.
Always critiqued.
To find some, because something has to be wrong with you.
There's no way you
There's
like yourself.
No way
you
that
can't
you need
like
to love yourself.
No, what?
What is that?
I don't know.
Like, and so,
I don't know.
What age did that come?
Yeah.
It came in waves and layers. Like I remember when I was younger, I had relaxed hair, and so it wasn't until my 20s that I was like,
wait a minute.
Wait, I don't have to relax my hair. That's not. I can let it just grow. I can have it in a fro or whatever. And then to be really honest with you, it was when I hit 30.
Get out.
It was when I hit 30 years old. I was like, wait a minute.
Really stepped into it.
Wait a minute. I love me some me.
I love me.
I love me some me. I am amazing. I am awesome. I have done the internal work to let it shine through, and this outer beauty, these cheekbones sit.
No, like, they do. Speaking of Viola, Jesus Christ, I can't.
You know what I mean? And so, like, I refuse to let whatever is wrong with you be a reflection of how I feel about myself. I'm no longer doing that. No. You can keep that. Whatever your opinion of me is, it's not my business. It has to do with you.
Is there a daily practice at this day and age, or you can wear it so proudly and just even hearing you say it so confidently? But in the social media world that we're in, do you ever sit? Does there anything that ever kind of tries to come in, I'm sure daily, but tries to come and knock it down, that then you have to kind of re-up yourself? Yeah, of like, wait a minute, okay, nope, don't listen to it, because
it's easy to say like, I've walked into it and that's it. No, it's still a journey. It's still a daily thing because we live in this world and we work in this industry.
Right.
And there's always a new trend. There's always something that you feel like you need to obtain and all that kind of thing. You know, so it's a daily walk, but like my feet are pretty solid on that self-love ground. You know what I mean?
I love it. Listen, I'm envious. I'm like, please get me to 30, because I feel like the age and time will just only help it.
Yeah, because
I feel like I'm in my 20s and everything's questionable. I'm like,
you
I don't know.
Like, all of that's bullshit. Somebody, like literally, somebody made that up.
Made it up.
And I can make up my own.
100%. But I
don't have to choose to subscribe to that.
No. And the bigger thing, and I love the point you made to be like, there wasn't a Lizzo. It's so true. And I think when people are ignorant to say like representation doesn't, it is so major, because if there is not little brown girls, whomever, but really let's be real about what's not being and has not been shown for years or praised, and the oppression of, like exactly what you're saying, my hair texture. People are still, I swear to God, I just saw like a law, like women are aware to wear their natural hair to work. And I was like,
no. In 2019, just in 2019, there was a law passed in New York City that said you can't discriminate against black women in a professional setting because of their hair. Like
2019,
a law was just made to say that you can't. A law had to be made because it was happening so often.
Like discriminated against, right?
That women were being discriminated against because of their hair. And because of how their hair grows out of their head, or just like culturally how. Honey, yesterday I had my Afro out. Today I have blonde hair. Like, it's just culturally, that's what, I get to choose what to do with my hair.
100%.
And why is that a part of
my job?
Why do you get to say what I can,
It irks me the most, because when people, and I would love to honestly, because I have so many people that come on and we're on the same view. We're on like the yes. I would love to sit down with the opposing view and be like, tell me, where does the question come in your mind in an office setting, for that example, to be like, that we can't have that? Is it purely image? Are you just, and I think it stems deep, like we were talking about, where you're perceiving that woman to be lesser than, or she's poor, or she's this, or she's not worthy. And that's even going back to like slavery times, where it's like, you look like the help. Yeah. You look like you don't work here. You are in a corporate America right now. I need you to look and act like it. I need you to. My hair doesn't represent that, though. It has nothing to do with what I'm putting the pen to the paper about, or what's in my brain. It's like, you can't even, how dare you? That's why I'm excited for corporate America, to even with how you're supposed to dress to work. Like women, we shouldn't need to be in heels standing in these goddamn hour, like these men do the same hours.
Baby.
What? And we're in the heels and we having to like, there's so many unrealistic standards for women.
Somebody made that up.
And somebody made it up. To be like, I just think that looks, and it's because it's appeasing to a male gaze. Like, period. That's really where it probably came from. Some white male was like, I want the woman next to me typing my shit to look like this, and I'm going to go ahead and set that standard. And then I won't hire you. And then it's when people are, I'm trying to get the job. Well, now what do I got to do to get the job? Because we still have that in this industry, where I know you and I both alike, if we're stepping into a room, same thing for me. I'm not wearing ripped jeans when I go to a corporate office. I'm not, even though I'm doing makeup, but it feels like I'm playing a part, because I'm like, okay, I don't want X, Y, and Z on my back. I'm probably already going to get hits because I look like I'm 5, rolling up to do these grown-ass men's makeup. So I got to kind of like dress it up a little bit. Do you feel that when you go into rooms for auditions? Do you feel like you have to alter? I do have to alter because,
interestingly enough, you'd be surprised by some of the descriptions when they're looking for certain characters.
Oh, no, I used to date an actor, and I'd be like, I'm sorry, what?
Yeah.
Can they say that?
I'm like, I need a job. I know what you want. Girl, like, also, I'm an actress, so I do have to morph. Like, I've played a dinosaur before, you know what I mean? So,
sorry? We'll go back to that later.
When we met, I played a 16-year-old gossip girl, you know?
Jesus,
so there is an element to it where it's a part of my job to have to morph into different people, but then sometimes I'm like,
all the time, though. All the time.
Yeah.
And it being like, and do you ever feel like, okay, since I'm not an actress, so I don't know that protocol, does it kind of play into your agent pushing you for certain stuff, or are they just taking, or who is that coming to you? How are you getting things you're getting, you know?
I have the most lovely team of agents who actually listen to me.
Okay.
They don't push me into anything that I don't want to do just because it looks shiny and like it might make them some money.
Right.
They're like, we're not here, we know we're here for the long game.
Yep.
And we know that you're going to have a really long, great career, and we believe in what you're doing.
Yeah.
So they are very good about listening to what kind of stories I want to tell.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, I told them, I no longer want to tell stories about a fat girl being fat and her only dream is to be skinny. I don't, write better.
No, write better. Set up some more things for me. And so, it's sad and sorry at this point. Get it together.
Yeah, and so they, I told them that, and a really shiny, good contract came where that was the storyline. They said, this came across our desk today. We know what you said. Would you like to do it? You know, we want to make sure that you get the information. But it wasn't like, this is a lot of money, girl. Like, they're with me and they are on my team to make sure that, like, that doesn't happen. But, like,
because let's also be real.
Yeah. If it's a cute TV show, whatever, and they need me to do a couple things.
I haven't been working in a minute.
You know what I mean?
I have bills to pay. I have things to do. I wanted to go to Mexico in like the summer.
You know, and like all I gotta do is pop my tongue like a couple times.
Like
I'll get paid for years.
How many times? I'll do it.
And I got a check.
Damn it! God damn it! But I understand. But that's you keeping it real, because to be honest, and so many people don't, where it's like, okay, we wanna be progressive as possible.
Yeah.
We wanna stay and stick to our morals, but also let's be real. And I think that's when people get a little twisted and they be like, well, you're hypocritical or you're not. I'm like, okay, I'm liberal to the point, but I'm also a realist.
But I also got bills, and I also live in New York City, and it's also expensive.
Yes. And sometimes you have to do those things to then get in the right places. So then you can go, okay, thank you. You got me in the door, but now I'm going to close those doors, and now I'm going to create all of this, and I'm going to be able to be more selective.
And I'm going to use your money to create what I want to create.
Thank you.
And have cameras and lighting and microphones and things. You know what I mean?
But it's so... I'm just hearing you say I'm done. But it's true. And I think if people... Not to say don't be abused in this situation.
Oh, yeah.
Don't do dumb shit. And I'm not saying, like, go back to, like, old school Hollywood, like, casting cat. Like, we're not going there where I'm saying, like, do what you need to do. There's lines. There's boundaries.
So many boundaries, yeah.
So many boundaries. But there's a little gray. There's a little bit of gray. And sometimes you need to do that, and don't be so prideful to then not take an opportunity. And hopefully you have people around you that aren't going to be like, Tiffany. It's like, no, you've been there too. Stop that. Like, we've all done that weird-ass commercial that maybe we didn't stand for that brand, but we did it anyways.
Well, I mean, because, like... But... You know, Be More Chill has closed. I've done a couple Broadway shows, have that in my pocket. That's great.
Love.
But right now, Mama don't have a job.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And so I'm back waiting tables.
Hello.
And
See,
I had a
Say that again, Tiffany, because people don't, it makes me infuriated. You literally were at the pinnacle, because you just, like, tiptoed on her. You have hit Broadway, which is the highest of high you can hit in musical theater. And you've been there, and you've wrote it, and you've been in Waitress, and you've been in Be More Chill. Huge shows, okay? Done them, and leading in them, correct? Not Waitress.
Waitress, right? I covered the lead, so I got to play her a couple times.
Hey, girl. But that's huge.
Yeah, but originating a Broadway role,
monumental.
Yeah, that's really cool. And then all in the same year, like, that can come crashing down. So, like, you got to do what you got to do in this industry with, like, the ebb and flow of things.
Yeah.
I'm not ashamed. I got to go wait tables sometimes.
Yep.
I saved my money, and I still, got a little bit. But, it's like, you got to do what you got to do.
And you know what? And you can always tell me, in like, if this is right or wrong to even say, but you also come from a family of entertainment.
I do.
And you don't lean on that. Which I have a lot of respect for that, because we see the what is it, nepotism in our industry a lot. I've seen makeup artists, and I'll be like, how the are they doing that person? Oh, well, their dad is this and this. Or you even see so many of their kids of, like, end up bringing them a famous, actress or model or fashion, and now they're a model. And you're like, what? But, like, you just had it. And not to ever shame people who then just do that. But there's also a lot of people that have that, you being one of them, where your family is in the entertainment business, and you're not just like, hey, guys, you don't do that.
They're incredibly successful, and they have paved an incredible way so they can be a safety net for me to take my own leaps.
Sure.
And that's what they have been there for. Like, I call them when I don't understand a contract, or when I need to know, like, how much should I be charging for blah, blah. They're an incredible resource for me. They are my biggest cheerleaders and support system. And, like, I know if I took a leap and I fail and, like, something catastrophic happens, I know that they are there.
Yeah.
I know that they're there, so that gives me...
It's a comfort there, at least of pushing forward on your own.
Like, I'm like, okay, I can take this leap. I know that I won't fall flat on my face because of the work that they have done. Yeah. And so I do recognize that I am incredibly privileged in that way to have them as a resource.
But it's a resource. It's not like a bidding, and it's not upfront, I would say.
Yeah, I'm not like riding coattails.
You're not.
Because I'm not that girl.
At all. Which is just, again, like, hearing you even speak, and I've known you for a minute, and again, I already, organically, your energy, I'm very attracted to. Like, I just, like, vibe with you. I love when people love it. Take that compliment. They're not like, what, me? Oh my God, what are you talking about?
No, that's something I've had to learn is, like, accept a compliment.
Accept a compliment, God damn it. It's okay. I hate when people confuse it, like, cocky. No, it's you loving yourself. It's you knowing that about yourself, and that's beautiful. I love it when people get upset when you're just like, you just took that, like, really well. It's like, what do you want me to do?
You want to be like...
You want me to be bashful and just act stupid? Like, you don't know? Shut up. I'm the shit. Anyways. But it's true, and it's such a beautiful thing to see, and I think you, yourself, and what you're going to continue to put out there and what you have already put out there, and if people aren't following you, they need to, because it is heavily what you do and what you wear every single day. It's so authentic.
Thank you.
And it's really rare, and I hate to say that it's still so rare, because it is. But you wear you every day. And it takes, like you said, progress, and I don't think people fully realize that, but you're putting in the work.
Yes.
You're doing your own thing. And that's another thing. How long have you been in this business?
Okay. professionally,
quote unquote professionally, quote unquote,
like when somebody gave me like a $5 to do. No,
that counts too. That counts.
It does.
Yeah,
like about 15 years now.
Jesus Christ! See, that's a minute.
Yeah,
that's a minute. I have a lot of respect for that. I saw somebody. What did they post the other day? And I loved it. And it was like, we don't want any more 30 under 30s. We want to hear people and their successes. Not everybody gets popped off young.
No.
Not everybody hits that success rate. And even when you do hit moments of like, you've had success. You've had monumental success. But it's in this industry, it's so interesting. And it's like, I even think of like Sterling K. Brown. Like I did an off-Broadway show with him at the Public. And then all of a sudden, where the is he now, bro?
I just want to be his friend.
Isn't that insane? He is like one of the nicest people. It's like he is tried and true. Like what he is on like I'm physically working with him, he's incredible. But it's like working with him there, and it's like it wasn't even Broadway. We were off Broadway, and he's a grown ass man. I don't know his age, but all I know is he wasn't a 23-year-old getting popped off, and now he's in every TV series on Netflix, and he's all over the place, and now he thinks, making bajillions.
Yeah.
No, he put in a lot of work, and he never gave up. And I think it speaks worlds for the people that have been in it, and you haven't given up.
Yeah.
And you still have such a beautiful outlook ahead of you of like, oh yeah, 15 years. Bitch, that's a minute. That's a minute.
Yeah.
That's not an easy
amount of time. And
amount
I've learned
time.
every step of the way. I've learned something. And here's my thing on like young people who get catapulted to high status in the industry
early on, right? Yeah.
It worries me sometimes if they don't have a good support system, because when you fail and when you're learning, when you're growing up in the industry, when you're getting these quote unquote small jobs, you're building a foundation for yourself, right? So that when you are at the top, there's solid ground to stand on.
You know
when
your
you're
worth.
catapulted to that space and you haven't done all that work to stand on it, it becomes difficult. And especially when you're the lead of a Broadway show 1 minute, and in order to pay your bills, you gotta sling cheeseburgers. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and to emotionally be cool with either one.
Yes.
Some young people don't have the support system around them, or the foundation to take the ebb and flow of this industry,
which it will forever be. Because I think even when people do, let's even say, like, I'll just use him as another, Sterling K. He's up there. I don't even want to know what's in his bank account right now, because I'm sure it's stacked due to all the movies and things he's doing. But it is the crazy thing where it's like one day that could end, and that could be tomorrow. And the money isn't endless. It's not like ever flowing. It is literally, it will eventually stop. So, and life, it's already expensive. So to me, it is so crazy when people get there, and it's like, really enjoy the journey, not just the destination. Even once you're there, I have the utmost respect for the actresses and the male actors that once they're even there, they don't show up late to work. They don't lessen their performance. They don't study not as hard. They don't devote as much. They don't lessen what they've been doing. And I think it is the people like you're speaking to, where they had to put in mass years, and they've set out that really great, good base foundation to be like, okay, now.
Or they have people around them like,
get it together. And that's not what we've got. That's not what we worked for to get here. Is for you now to slack, or you to get jaded, or you to think that, well, now that you've made it, you can just not care as much. And I see that a lot with a lot of young, like you said, actors and actresses, where I'm like, you are nobody from Adam and Eve. But you are walking on the set like your shit doesn't stink, and you're treating the you see it. I'm not even in the world yet in TV. Like, I'm not even gonna act like, I'm not even in the trailer, honey. I'm doing BG, I'm putting through cattle call peoples. In the rare case, I'm going in there and I'm seeing that interaction, but I'm just like, nobody knows who you are. And that's not to say that you should be stepped on, that you also shouldn't be respected. But you should humble yourself enough to know where you're at, be grateful, and never stop treating people with that respect, no matter where you're at and what level.
Be kind.
Be so kind. I don't know why it gets lost in translation, and I don't know if it really is that buzz of Hollywood, or you just really like feeling yourself, but on, like, again, more of that kind of toxic level, not the confident, loving, humble level. It's just in a different route. And I can't really speak to that because I don't keep a lot of company like that. I watch it and I get baffled by it. But even you, but I think you kind of nailed it on the head, where you're saying where it stems from, which is hard to like break. That's character work there. That's a lot of shit.
That's that work that only you can do.
Yeah.
No one can do it for you.
Yeah.
Someone can point out the fact that you may need to do said work. Yeah. But
Yeah.
It's up to you.
Right.
It's really, truly up to you. And like, it's testament, like going back to what we were talking about with makeup artists wanting to do the work, wanting to better themselves, wanting to, realizing like, I don't have all the knowledge and I need to go out and get it. Right. Taking that initiative. Right. And that's something that I am super proud of you for doing. Oh, thanks. And you are incredible at what you do. And you every day you're like, okay, well, let me try this new technique. Oh, I got this new thing. Let me figure it out. And not everyone has that. Yeah. Not everyone has that.
I appreciate that. That's really kind. I appreciate you sitting with me. Thank you for coming and giving me all your tea and all your insights, being very candid, which is, again, even just that alone, I'm grateful for all my guests right now, because everyone that's sitting with me, I'm like baffled by the questions that come out of my mouth, and you guys are so willing to be like, here it is. And I'm like, okay, all right. They're going to go there, which I want it to be. So I really appreciate it, because it's fueling the kind of platform I'm trying to do for people. So I'm really thankful for you and your energy. I do want to mention, though, before we go, that you are also in, speaking of good company, you sing with a dear friend of ours, Britton. Yeah, and I want to talk about, because I think that, and I want to promote it because I think it's insane, and it's so, and I haven't even gotten to a show yet, but when I watch it on Instagram, I'm like, Rachel, get it together. My anxiety stops me all the time from like being social, so it's like, holy hell. But it, tell me a little bit about it. It's called Britton and the Sting. Yeah, it's called Britton and the Sting. And what we have at the forefront of our band, we have good music and we have a good time. Good. But the main thing is we want to give you permission to liberate yourself. Yes. And it's all about liberation, living in your truth, loving the skin that you're in, realizing that we are all going through crap right now. We all have struggles, and in our being transparent about it, we can take away the veil and the stigma behind some of the hardships that we have. 100%. And really enjoy the sense of community. Yes. And that's something that has been an absolute joy to be a part of. I love him and his music and all of our band members. It's been quite a dream, because even before Broadway, before all that, I was like, I want to be a background singer. Stop. Yeah. I love watching you in the videos. Yeah. You're so in it, Tiffany. You can tell how much you love to be there. And like, we as a community, he always often says like, yeah, it's Britton and the Sting, but the audience is the Sting too. Truly. You know, we are all in this, and we're all getting ours, and we're dropping the things that no longer serve us, and, you know, we're getting a confidence to walk in our most authentic selves. It's so great. It's crazy, because I think a lot of people speak about, we live in New York. Everyone's a musician. Everyone has a band. Everyone has an album. Everyone's got an EP coming out. Okay. When I tell you, it's so good. Like, that's why I only think you guys have just scratched the surface of what you're doing with it, because the music, the lyrics, the vibe, the environment, if you guys go to it, I haven't even been to it, so I'm not even going to be unauthentic. Like, I've been there. I haven't. But even just watching it on social media, it literally gives me chills. And seeing the audience engage, and seeing Britton and you guys back there. And I believe it's what is his name on the... Josh, thank you. I'm like thinking of his Instagram name. Josh, it's just like the whole embodiment of the group. And almost just, and I don't know if it's even aesthetically like how you guys are stacked, because you guys are like up in the background. You're not like hidden behind him. You're like on a platform. He wants us to be just as much a part of the music. He's like, we are a part of the ministry. Yeah. And we are all, remain open to, bring forth this gift to the people who need to hear it. Yeah. It's so He's awesome. A real one. He's a really real one. What he puts out, how he is in his music, and in just, because we worked with him at Be More Chill, he's an actor, Britton Smith, right? I just didn't mess up his name. I thought he had a little J in the middle. No, he does not. Britton Smith. He embodies a lot of what we've talked about today as well. So your company that you keep is very true to you, and I love it. But if you haven't checked them out, check them out as well. She's in that band with them. She's a beautiful background singer, and he like you said, highlights you. So it's not even like we're just hearing little bits. We hear your ass singing, and so do we hear him. Oh my God, it's so good. But follow her, Tiffany Mann, correct, on Instagram. On Instagram is I am Tiffany Mann. Oh my God, oh my God. And this is my favorite, because again, this is my platform. I'll do whatever I want. I wanted to talk about, because it being also a makeup thing, your sister has a makeup brand. Yes, her makeup brand is called Tilly's Cosmetics. Listen, people, follow it. Yes, Tilly's Cosmetics. She has eyelashes, she has eyeshadow palettes, she's came out with some new highlights, some lipsticks, some lip glosses. I actually use it because my family is very brutally honest with each other. We all have our own endeavors. That's what I'm saying. And
I was like, okay, she has a makeup line. I'm gonna support my sister.
Yeah.
I actually use the products because
it.
they are actually really good.
Good.
And she wants to make it affordable. She wants to make it pigmented so that, like, you know, people with my skin color can use it. She has all kinds of shades of lipsticks and everything.
Yeah.
She wants everyone to be able to,
Yeah.
you know, use her makeup line. And so
I love it.
she
I've
puts
started following her.
Yeah.
I love it. She puts out good content. And again, I agree with you. Good pigments, good colors. I'm going to have to like hit her up and do a little shop because I need to get it in my kit. But I love that.
I can make that out there.
Yeah, let's do it. I'll like have to bring her on and sit with her and talk about her. But follow her. It's
Tilly's Cosmetics.
Tilly's Cosmetics. And we're going to have all the tags and stuff below so you guys can properly follow Tiffany, follow Tilly's, and follow Britton in the Sting, who Tiffany is also part of that band. Keep in touch. I will most definitely have you back because I want to know about the rest of your journey. You're about to be like I'm not kidding you right now because we talk about the long end game. People already know Tiffany Mann, but they're about to really, really, really know Tiffany Mann. Take it, receive it, eat it, swallow it. It's coming for you. It's already been there for you, and will continue to be there for you. Thank you for sitting with me.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
All right, my love.
Yay! Tiffany, you did so good! You nailed it!